strong, and I learned how to get along, and I go back from outer space. Won't you take me to Funky Town? 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 A last dance, a last chance for love. Yes, it's my last chance for romance tonight. But they send it really loud. They send it on the air, on the radio. Whoa, oh, oh, on the radio. Whoa, oh, oh, on the radio. Whoa.
All right. Hell yeah. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Asustame one time. Welcome to another fantastic show and a Wednesday edition of hashtag PBT Live. Órale.
Hi.
We have CLEIRI here with us. How you doing, CLEIRI?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, fantastic. I love that medley you do. You got to see the whole thing, folks. You got to go to YouTube and check it out. Is that your band right now? I think
Yes.
because the video is like 6 months. It's been around 6 months, I think. I saw.
It's been around for a while. We recorded it actually around this time last year. But it's a really fun little medley that we put together because we like to play all kinds of music when we're out there gigging, you know. And I love this song, man.
It's a great promo. It's a great promo, and you can't go wrong with a selection of
You
songs.
can't, no.
Yeah, and then I took a shower, right, and I was putting on some Selena, and I had to hear the disco medley.
Yeah.
And boy, man, Selena, she has had an impact on so many women in the industry today, right?
Oh, yes, of course. No. And especially when we're playing, down at the island and you have a lot of these tourists, they want to see somebody from the valley playing or singing some Selena.
Sí.
You can't leave the show without singing some Selena, for sure.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have CLEIRI, and then Rick Garcia's here with us, man. We just can't get rid of this guy anymore, man. Ever since he came for the Hall of Fame show.
I just moved in. I've got a bed on the other side here.
He pushed my pit bull out of the way, man. You know, we got him in the kennel and shit, you know. Rick, man, it's always a pleasure to have you
The
here,
pleasure's
bro.
mine, sir.
Yeah. And of course, you're handling her music, right?
That's right.
You're her label, right?
CLEIRI is an artist at CHR Records, and tell you what, when she did that medley, I went out to Margaritaville where she had a residency over the summer.
That's on South Padre Island. It's a bar, right?
Yeah.
Club.
It's a brand new
I haven't been there,
resort.
man. Is it really cool, really nice?
Oh, people go there. I mean, I think it's like the it's real exciting because I was at Isla Grande last year.
Okay.
So I honestly, Isla Grande and Margaritaville are great spots.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And then?
And the people were just like jamming to the music. You know, that's only a part of the little medley that you played. That's a clip of the entire deal. I think
I don't like to let the whole cat out of the bag. You know, I want fans to go to her platform and watch the whole thing.
The whole cat is about like 20 songs long. So
and I tried to edit it as best as I could. You know what I mean? So it'll flow. You know what I mean? But so you saw it live then, huh?
I saw it live. Yeah. Well, we did it at the studio as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. We've got my wife, Raleigh, here as our producer as always. How you doing, baby?
I'm here, and thanks to everyone that's on the chat zone already. Sal in the house, Victoria Garcia, Ramon Lucio, everyone else that's hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, guys.
All right. And Chaz is back, man. Happy New Year, Chaz.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. You know, I online and personally I told you congratulations to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to tell you once again here on PVT, congratulations. It's good to have. I feel so much pride to say, hey, my good friend is in the Tejano Hall of Fame in the metropolis known as Alice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a humble guy, but I might as well share the good news. I am now in the Twerking Hall of Fame. I wasn't going to say anything, but it's in Rio Hondo.
Yeah, there's a plaster, a
plaster cast,
plaster cast of his nalgas,
and I autographed it
on the wall, and
it's
How long did
It took a good half a day. I mean,
how long did you have to sit in the cement? Half a day, you said?
Yeah, about
all right.
so. But it's for the kids.
Yeah.
You do it for the people.
Yeah.
It's not about yourself.
Think
But
about
anyway,
the children. Yes.
It's about but anyway, congratulations, Rock.
Thanks a lot, man.
And I'm looking forward to a brand new year. Man, here we're getting on year number 4 of hashtag PVT, and I want to thank everyone who tunes in every week, the loyal, and every week the subscriptions grow, and we're right at the peak. We're all on that tipping point, if you will, of 30,000.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
and
Awesome.
we will be there for sure before spring break.
Oh, for sure.
I'm checking it out. We're at 29,343 subscribers. Right
Yeah,
now.
so
That's incredible.
And all our monthly views is like 250,000 views. So
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
So it's really, really catching on, and having amazing artists on the show and interesting people helps a lot. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you help a lot by just hitting the like button. You hit the like button, you don't realize how much it helps us. And also, if you subscribe, well, of course, that helps us even more. And if you share, you can get the link, or you hit that little arrow, right? And then it says, copy link, put it on your social media or we even screen record some of the clips and put them up on your, but just give us credit, And on Instagram, you can tag us at hashtag PVT. Okay. That's on Instagram. If you got an Instagram, I'm sure you do. And on Facebook, you can hashtag us at hashtag PBT as well, or at Rock and Roll James, and Rock and Roll James also on Instagram. And on TikTok, it's at Rock and Roll James 2020. All right. So we appreciate all the support from coast to coast, border to border, and of course Canada and Mexico as well. Donde quiera nos están viendo, raza, y muchas gracias a todos ustedes. And we want to thank our sponsors, and we've got some new sponsors coming on board as well for this year, as a matter of fact. And we'll let you know more about that. And I think we have like 1 or 2 more slots. If you want to advertise on our show, we reach a huge audience here in South Texas and all over Texas, as a matter of fact, in the United States. If you have some type of website business, boy, we can get the word out. Just contact us at 956-641-3241. And if we fill in those 2 slots, we don't want to put too many commercials. Just enough to keep the light on and be able to get a room for our artists that come down from up north or whatever, and hopefully maybe even fly some artists in from other states as well. It'd be really nice to get to that point sooner or later, right? We probably do it sooner than later. And as Chaz was saying, we're about to hit our 4th year, and we can't forget our anniversary because we started this live stuff the day they locked us down for COVID, which was spring break 2020.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
Okay. So they locked us down. I walked into the house and I told my wife, you know what? What are people going to do for entertainment? I mean, they can't step out of the house. They're just going to be stuck at home, and you can't get out unless you have a permission slip. And if they find you without one, they'll arrest you. And it was just crazy. It was authoritarian stuff, So I told my wife, let's just go live on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to interview you, because she's a teacher, and they had canceled all the classes for the rest of the year. And let's just talk about what might happen. And I interviewed her with one phone, one iPhone, and I had a little connection into the iPhone with 2 mic extensions, and we connected 2 microphones. I interviewed her, and I started seeing all the people coming on.
Yeah, check
and
it out.
I said, okay, we might be able to do something here.
And how you've grown since then, man.
Yeah.
We were craving content for sure.
Yes. And, it's so weird because, it's like finding a diamond in the rough, right? It's seeing the glass half full instead of half empty. Okay, so we can't do no gigs with my band. We can't do this. We can't do that. What can we do? And let's try to capitalize on what we can do.
Yeah.
And that's the way I've always thought. And this is where we're at today. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this 4th year is really going to be huge for us. I think because
It's going to be a great year.
we've grown so much that there's artists that wouldn't particularly be here,
Right.
that want to be on the show.
Yeah, and thanks to Kat Livingston, or what's her name? Kat, I said Livingston because I want to say, because of Kat Williams. Because of Kat Williams, all the celebrities are going to want to come here to reveal the truth about the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But if you're, I said Livingston because I want to say shout out to Livingston Califas Andres. He's out there in Clear Lake City, Texas. Please, in the chat zone, tell me what city you're at, and I'll give you a shout out so we can show our guests how many people are from all over this country. And
if you have a question for CLEIRI,
yes,
all you have to do,
CLEIRI with a D.
CLEIRI. And all you have to do is just super chat us a few bucks, and that way the question can stay on top, or the comment, or whatever you want to put. Okay.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of sponsors that have helped us, these guys have been on since the get-go. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Asústame one time.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's Dr. T's PrimaryCare.com. That's their new website. You give that website a look, and the number's there. You could call them up, make an appointment. You've, every year passes, and you get sluggish. You gain weight. You start losing testosterone. Your sex
I hate it when that happens.
Your sex drive just goes out the window, you need to work on that, because that's quality in life, So I want you to call them and, go to drtsprimary.care.com and make an appointment. You'll learn about hormone replacement therapy, weight loss therapy, IV vitamin infusion, and peptide therapy, all designed to help you live that quality life in 2024. And if your New Year's resolution was losing weight, gaining muscle, and all that, testosterone, man. You go into the gym, you got that energy, you burn the fat, and you gain the muscle, and pretty soon you'll be looking like me and Charlie, all right?
And like we've always said, Riley, let's get a close-up on this. Thanks to Dr. T, you will go from limp to blimp.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Dr. T.
Yeah. Also, want to thank Top Floor Cars, Classic Cars dealership from Brenham, Texas. Tony, Carlos, Karina, the whole family, man. We want to thank them for supporting us for the year 2023, and they're on board again for 2024. They've got that beautiful little car right there, man. Check out that little car.
Nice.
That's awesome. 55, man. That's a Bel Air, man. Look at that. I mean, that's an awesome. Look at that. The mufflers. Hombre, qué bárbaro, cállate. Shut up. Ese carrito está bruto.
Look at that.
Y de ponerle un sistema ahí, pues una musiquita de unas polquitas o algo en de aquellas,
Tony inside the car looks all tough.
Ya sé, right? Tony. Anda de maro el Tony.
I love it. What's up, Tony?
Yeah. And so Carlos as well, and everybody there, you can call them at 979-337-1006. They're classic cars and trucks sold worldwide, and you can follow them on their busy social media platform. Facebook, Top 4 Cars. You can Instagram, Top 4 Cars Brenham. YouTube, Top 4 Cars. And the website is top4cars.com. Check out all their inventory. We hope to see them again this year, man. We went there last year for our car show, and they're having one in Round Top, and we're hoping to maybe make it out there and hang out with them. Now, they've got this little Jeep that they just got in. I think your script has what kind of Jeep it is, baby. It's a Jeep Willie, I think they call it. Is that what it is? It's
wow.
Yeah, it's right.
Crikey.
Yes, 1953 Jeep Willie.
Yeah. Can you imagine driving in one of those? And it kind of has that mystery machine look, right?
You'll solve crimes and mysteries.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's got the same color scheme almost, man.
And you'll say, zoinks.
Pero está bruto. Put that little Jeep again, baby. That's awesome. El little Jeep ese, no me cállate la boca, shut up. A lo mejor lo compro y le pongo un PVT wrap, papá. Asústame. Qué bárbaro. No, hombre. 979-337-1006, papá. Top4cars.com. Órale, asústame one time.
Nice.
Hey, Rock, how about them Cowboys, huh? How about them Dallas Cowboys?
Did you watch the game?
I did, man.
They jinxed the kicker, bro.
I think you're right.
He was like perfect all year.
That always happens, right?
He was 9 out of 9 for kicks 50 yards or longer.
Yeah.
And he was like 26 for 26. And right when he was going to do the first kick, they started, talking him up and all that.
They said all the stats, right?
And the other guy says, oh, well, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because, I don't want to, we shouldn't even be mentioning it and all that. And the kick gets blocked.
Man.
And so, it's considered a missed field goal.
Yeah.
And then he had another kick, and it hit the pole and bounced back.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah.
But you know what, Rock? It's good that he had the jinx in this game where they blew away the opposition. So.
Well, the last kick of the game which sealed the game, right, was over 50 yards. So they said, okay, he's back. He's out of the jinx, man. So we'll see it. Do you all get into football and any Dallas Cowboys, Rick, or CLEIRI?
I don't, but I have to watch it every Sunday or whenever they come on because I live with a coach.
Oh, no.
I live with a coach. So I have to watch it. I'm becoming a fan slowly. You know what? If I had to root for someone, it'd be the Dallas Cowboys.
What do you like to watch, CLEIRI?
I work a lot. I like to work.
But you don't watch any reality TV or Netflix?
I watch trash. TV.
Trash TV.
I don't want to think once I get home. I just want to sit there and not think. So
Okay,
I'll go back to my The Office.
Okay.
I like really dark comedy, type of shows. I don't know, man. I hate
Do you watch those wives shows?
I had to.
The hot wives of Atlanta. No, do you watch all that?
No.
You watch Love and Hip Hop? You don't watch Love and Hip Hop?
No,
No.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore? Yeah. I like that one.
We watched that
I
too.
can't believe I admitted that.
I haven't kept up with it. I know, what's her name's boyfriend came back, right? What's her name? The couple, Samantha?
Ronnie.
Sammy Sweetheart came
Sammy
back.
Sweetheart, and
then
her boyfriend was going to come up.
coming
That's the
back,
last
too.
time I saw.
Yeah.
I saw it is when he was going to come in, but we didn't see him when he showed up.
We didn't.
Ronnie, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I freak out with that show, the way it's evolved, since they were real young when they show
And
old
they all
clips.
stick together.
Yeah.
And
That's where the money is.
their lives. I met Dina in McAllen.
You did?
She's my height.
Oh, my God.
I was like, perfect.
She's your height?
She's my height, like exact same height. So I thought,
She's such a
okay.
drama queen, right?
She's like she's kind of like cries all the time, real sentimental.
Yeah. What the
But-
hell was she doing in McAllen?
She was partying it up. She was at a club.
Really?
Yeah, and we were there.
How long ago was this?
It must have been, I don't know, 2013, más o menos.
Shoot. Okay.
It was a while back.
They
so
didn't have kids yet or anything.
They didn't have any kids, and she wasn't crying all the time on the show. She was, just partying.
You don't
Partying,
watch like Yellowstone or anything?
I love Yellowstone. I watched the whole season, and the one after that, which is 1823?
1883?
1883.
Did you see
Watched
that? Did you
too.
like that?
I loved it.
Isn't it crazy how ruthless it was living in those days of people that settled all the land over here?
So severe how
Wow.
they had to just live off the land and fight each other for it and kill off people for it. And I honestly, I cried a lot with the last on that last episode where the daughter dies on Yellowstone. I just couldn't.
I
It was deep.
haven't seen all of 1883, and I haven't even begun 1923, but I'll binge on it one of these days.
Oh, it's good.
That's what we do,
That's a
me and
good
my
part
wife.
now.
Yeah, all of a sudden one weekend we'll start binging on something, but it's been rare because it used to be where we weren't as busy.
Yeah.
that we'd start Friday night. We started Breaking Bad, and I couldn't stop watching it.
Oh,
and it was
so
like
good.
Sunday morning, 4 a.m. It's the last episode,
Yeah.
babe.
The one that's really good is The Bear. I know they were nominated. I think they won Golden Globe or something. But
Haven't
The
seen
Bear's
that.
like, it'll just grab you from the first 5 minutes. It's severe.
The
'Cause
Bear?
It's called The Bear, but it's about a kitchen and a chef, and they're just cursing from the get go. And you start feeling stressed like the chef.
Oh no!
Man, this is too intense. But they're real good actors, and
Do you have Netflix?
yeah,
Do you watch Dubai Bling?
I just subscribed to everything. No, I haven't watched that.
You haven't watched Dubai Bling? My wife loves that show.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's pretty good.
They're like living in Dubai, and there's they're
The real fancy girls and stuff, or whatever.
It's really
Yeah.
over the top. I mean, it's
Yes.
like crazy over the top.
I saw it.
And
I
those
know.
guys have such a straight line on their beard. How do they do?
I've wondered the same thing.
Where do they go?
Dude? Yeah. Oh man. And there's a couple. One of the guys from India, and the girls. I guess she's Arabian, right, or something, or
I
Saudi?
think so. Yeah.
I don't know, but that's a pretty interesting show.
Yes, it is. It's awesome.
But what about you, Rick? What do you watch,
Man, I'll tell you what, I am so far behind the times from you guys.
Don't tell me.
Tell them about Empire.
You just binged on Bonanza.
You know what's funny? You say that. I've just recently binged. I know that you know this show, The Rifleman.
The Rifleman, yeah, Chuck Connors.
I just binged
Yeah.
The Rifleman during this Christmas break.
yeah.
Chip Connor was a tough looking dude, man.
Yeah, he was a tough looking dude. Then I always imagined myself being his little kid, Johnny McCain. That you know, because he was Lucas. Well, Lucas was the
father. That was Chuck Connors.
Yeah. But Clady's right. There's a show out. It's been off season now for a couple of years, but it had a 7-year run. It was called Empire. And it was all about a rap record label.
Oh, okay.
And
Wasn't Jesse Smollett on there?
Yeah, Jesse Smollett.
The guy that's in jail for faking a hate crime.
Yes,
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Juicy Smollett.
Yeah, he should get a job at the WWE.
Yeah.
They kick his ass. But that is really, if you're into the music business, like I know we all are, it covers everything about it: the backstabbing, the wheeling, the dealing, the everything. You can name it. And it's 6 seasons of just one episode after another. So it's like a giant 6-season soap opera. I love that show.
That show has one of my favorite actors, Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He always looks like he's about to cry.
Dude,
Very emotional.
I remember the movie I love with Terrence Howard is the one where he's a rapper.
Yes, and he comes out with Ludacris.
And he beats up Ludacris.
Yeah, it's called Pimps.
Dude, it is so gritty. It's really realistic, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a real good film.
What's the name of it?
Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah,
here.
somebody in the chat zone's gonna know what the name of it is.
Yeah, let's see what they put here.
And what's the name of that actor?
Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
He plays a rapper also in Empire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, he was in this movie. You got to watch it, dude. It's gritty. It's from like the Atlanta area, but it's like, or Mississippi or something like that. And the guy, he's just a guy that's wanting to make it in the hip hop business, and he's doing his recording in his house and all that, and he makes a tape, and he wants Ludacris to
Hustle and Flow.
hustle and flow. Dude, you got to see that
true.
movie,
I've got
bro.
to check that out.
Have you seen it, lady?
Is it the one where she sings, "You know it's hard out here for a pimp"?
Yes.
Yeah. When you're trying to get
one.
the money for the rent. Yeah.
That's it. That's
the one. I was like, I think I know which one you're talking about.
She sounded just like the girl in the movie.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
Is it
behind the
Taraji?
times. Yeah.
yeah.
So between Empire and Star Trek, I'm covered. So
Okay. You're a Star Trek
Star
guy,
Trek?
huh?
Totally.
I could never get into the
I've
really.
never watched that.
I'm not a sci-fi guy, but this guy over here.
You know, to help you go to sleep whenever you're having trouble, there's on YouTube, there's a channel that just plays the ambient sound of the bridge, and then you play that. Me time vato. It sounds like you're on the Enterprise.
Just like when you're
that.
watching it, you're falling asleep.
Yeah, it says 8 hours Star Trek Enterprise bridge.
It's just interesting how
Ambient.
advanced Gene Roddenberry was.
He was.
You know
That's
how,
right.
like the stuff that came out in the '60s, like when they're inside the Enterprise and there's a big screen scene out. I mean, that's the big screen TV.
Yep.
I mean, we that's what we got now. And then the little things that would flip and they talk. Flip phones, man, they started coming out.
They
I'm
were
like,
way ahead of their time.
I mean, a lot of things that you see in those old Star Treks came to reality.
Even Ahura, who had a little thing sticking out of her ear, and then there
The
were
earpiece.
the earpieces,
Yeah.
the cell phones that had the little piece right.
Uh-huh. The AirPods and stuff.
and that show almost didn't make it on the air because it was just kind of far out for its day, 1965. They had the Vulcan with the ears, and that was all they could afford for all the special effects was give this guy some ears. And then the lady Uhura, that was the very first time that an African American woman played a part where she wasn't somebody's slave or somebody's housekeeper
Amazing.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So she had a significant role, and she was going to leave the show after the second year. And Dr. Martin Luther King called her up and said, "No, you're representing us. You're representing us well. Keep doing the show." So, and here we are. My gracious! Now they've all passed for the most part, except Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but,
they're groundbreaking. That was groundbreaking back then, and right now there's so much, I would say fake outrage about who's on and people not getting paid the same and all this kind of stuff, and it's just stuff to separate and when they say about black people in movies, or TV shows, man, I grew up in the 70s with Good Times,
Good
you know.
Times. Yeah,
What's
go.
happening? You know, I love those shows. You know, I grew up with Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons, and then Archie Bunker. And the Jeffersons came in, they were the neighbors.
Yes,
and
right.
the dynamics that they would put together,
Yep.
and then they would make Archie Bunker really look dumb, you know. He was a racist guy.
Oh, he was
that
excellent.
stuff wouldn't fly today, man.
That's
I mean,
too bad. It's too bad.
It's crazy.
You know, it's
man.
sad that we can't laugh at ourselves anymore.
No.
Because we offend somebody. That's really sad.
Yeah, that's crazy. But so, CLEIRI, before we go to you, because you've got a video out, a new video we're going to show you, ladies and gentlemen, and we want you to go to her platforms and subscribe to her video channel, subscribe to her on social media. You are on Instagram, right?
Yes, I'm everywhere. You can find me: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and even on my website.
Yeah, CLEIRI Quesada on Instagram. And, you know, give her a like and subscribe and like her stuff, share her stuff and help her out. And but before we go to her, it was nice seeing you at the Hall of Fame this
I was
past
surprised.
weekend. Yeah.
I'm out there looking for a restroom, and then I'm like, where am I? And I had no idea who was going to be there, honestly. I really didn't know what to expect. I really never been. And so Rick just said, you know, a couple months ago, you know, you're going to be accompanying me to this event, and we're going to plug you in so you could sing the Estoy Pensando en Ti, which is the first single off this album we're working on. But I was pleasantly surprised to see you there, and just to see all the people, and then, you know, sitting next to Elida Reina.
Yeah.
It just, by default, you know, it was so interesting. I told my mom, you're sitting next to Elida. And she goes, like 3 times. What? I'm like, oh God, like you'll notice later on tonight. And I didn't say anything anymore, but I was so excited. And, you know, I was telling Rick, man, I feel like that imposter syndrome, but in a good way, in a positive way. And I was just so excited.
I don't understand imposter syndrome. What is that?
You know, okay, so like when you feel like, wow, I'm here, and I'm finally putting my stuff out there. It feels to that point where you're almost no te la crees. You know what I mean? A little bit.
You got to pinch yourself.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, because you're
I've
rubbing
been
elbows with
having-
people that have been in the industry for so long.
For so long, and people I look up to.
Yeah. You know what? I've been in the business and industry for over 35 years. 40 years that I started DJing at a club. This year will be my 40. June 2024 is my 40th year, and I'm in awe, dude. When I'm around Ruben Ramos and and you know, and the artists that were there, you know, and Elida, and just being a part of it.
Yeah.
I remember watching Elida. I think it must have been at the Dean Porter Park in Brownsville when she was, you know, I don't know, and sometime in the 90s. And I remember being out there with my parents, and then that was like the first thought that came to my mind. Obviously, just being here with you two. So it's been a crazy ride, and it's just starting off. And man, if I can start the year like this, I'm just excited.
I'm really happy that you're here.
great.
And I actually, I think the guy that has that podcast from Houston, Keith.
Keith.
Keith Leal.
Keith Leal. Yeah, Keith Leal. He's got Tejano Times, I think, or Tejano. I watch his stuff. He puts up stuff every day, almost, and he does MMA as well. Yeah. And I saw you on his show, and when you said you were from Bronzeville, I said, she's down the street. Bring her in, and that's why I reached out to you. So Keith, man, I watch your
thank
stuff,
you,
bro. You
yes.
know, I watch everybody. You know, I try to, you know, I want to support everybody that has that is trying or has a platform, and they're using their platform to, you know, help artists and, you know, bring in, you know, legendary artists as well and all that.
That is so cool. Rock and Roll James is paying attention, and because of that, CLEIRI's here.
Yeah.
And, you know, actually, I've got to say that her career has taken off incredibly fast, and there are some artists that you know, bless all of them that are trying to do what they love to do. But CLEIRI's done a couple of independent singles, one CHR single, and that has just like grown by leaps and bounds. And I'm hoping that CLEIRI will talk about how she did the video after the video is shown, because it's a unique story.
Yeah, I have a clip of the video. We're going to show it in a little bit. Yeah, but you know what's crazy is there are so many women in the industry right now. I think they outnumber the guys, really.
Yes.
They outnumber the guys. I saw the Mas Chingon Radio podcast. They have like a 30-minute show on YouTube, and they have the top 10. And I was watching it, and there was like, out of the 10, there was like 3 men, and the rest were women. The rest were women.
It's competitive out there.
It's very competitive, and but it's awesome. I mean, all these women to me, were inspired by Selena, and Laura Canales, and all these women that came before us, and that's why the Hall of Fame is so important that you guys put that together, man. I really, I want to be a part of it every year. So from now on, I'm, promotional here, and then hopefully be out there the day of the event so I can get some footage and get some.
I am certain that President Ruben Lopez and Noe Letterman and myself, Mike Ramirez, we're going to be drafting you every single year.
Yeah. We've got some footage of the show. I received the induction, and there I go. I'm going up. The place was packed. It was nice and cold inside. Everybody was just happy. Everybody was smiling. That DJ right behind me there, man, he's been a radio guy since the 60s. I was standing next to a legend right there receiving the same honor for broadcasting. And then, of course, Rick is the guy doing all the MCing, and he gave me quite an introduction. I appreciate you for that, Rick. And I was able to say hi to everybody, and then my family was there, my kids and my dad and my in-laws and my wife. And then I got to go to the back, and you had some people taking some interviews, and I was able to. I'll be putting an interview up that I did with DJ Fluffy. And then going on the way to the table, getting people congratulating me, and my son, hugging me, and
felt like 1,000 people were in there or more.
Oh, it was packed. It was every table was taken.
Yeah.
And so I have to go and I sit with my wife, and I give her a kiss, and I thank her for everything she's done for me as well, being by my side and letting me be who I am, and it's just amazing. And then we took a little family video
so much
there.
Fun.
And
congratulations, rock and roll.
You deserve it.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
deserved.
Unfortunately, my mom wasn't able to make it. She was under the weather, and I dedicate this to her because she's been my number one fan since the get-go. She went and campaigned for me to get a DJ job in junior high at a skateland in Weslaco.
Wow.
She went to the man and said, "My son wants to be a DJ. You got to give him a chance." And there I am. I go and I start working with cassettes and, records and cassettes. And I started DJing at Skateland for a couple of weeks.
Wow.
And then I got another job. And then I ended up working the big time at Louis' Backyard in 1984, June. And that's when I started making the big bucks, at the age of 17. So, it's been a crazy career. And this will be my 40th year in the industry. And I want to thank everybody that supports me. And I'm always thinking out of the box, and always progressing and embracing technology. And this is where we're at today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still in radio, and it's rock radio, but this is where I get to, really enjoy talking to the Tejano culture, and I appreciate everybody that supports us once again, ladies and gentlemen. So Tejano Hall of Fame recap. Is there a place where people can go and see maybe the video, or was there any type of...
I'm sure there was some video taken. There's a building in Alice. I don't remember the address right now, but people could go in there and view some video. Now, one thing about Tejano Roots is they'll be doing something. They do something a lot. They'll be doing something for Cinco de Mayo, 16 de Septiembre, and, of course, the beginning of every year, there is another induction awards. And so, it's very, very well attended every year. And so much so that and it's so special when somebody gets an award. They want to talk, and they want to talk, and they want to talk. And the president tells me...
And so do you, Rick.
I know. I was like... When I got here, I said, "Hey, Rock, who inducted you? And who's going on and on?" It's this guy. I'll meet him later.
It said he knows all the story, dude. This guy, you did amazing, bro.
Well, I didn't know you and I went that far back.
Yeah, 1988, 87, 86. The only recommendation I might have for you guys, constructive criticism, right?
Certainly,
is maybe starting it up at 3 p.m., Because there's a lot of old folks there, bro. You know, 10 o'clock is way past their bedtime. You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's long. It is long.
Yeah, and you know, at 9:30 we're about halfway through. But if you started, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that way that everybody can really. I don't know. That's just an idea. Maybe
that's an idea I will certainly toss to the president.
Yeah.
And somebody came up to me when I was on stage, and they said it was like about 9:45, and he said, "You know, we're almost halfway through now." And I said, almost halfway through, because I've been there when it's gone past midnight. And so really this was not long like I've seen them before, but yes, starting around 3,
it would be great. It would end by 10,
Yeah.
and then after 10 we can all have a mixer there and hang out, whoever's left. You know, I think everybody would stick around, even the older people that you know have to go home and take their medication and lay down and, you know, rest and stuff like that, and wake up at 4 a.m. every day to have their coffee. You know what I mean? So that was just something that I was like, man, if they would start this at 3, everybody would stick around through the whole thing.
They've got those great barbecue pits also. We could grill fajitas también.
Yeah, dude, the line outside with the taco truck was like man, they were delicious.
They were delicious. The taquitos, the quesadillas or whatever they were, the tortas or what were they? The piratas.
Yeah, I got you quesadillas, and then we had some taquitos, and
it was super good.
And there was like a line of just orders inside the truck, and there were people just waiting out for their food. It was fantastic. I had a blast, dude. I had a great time, and it was really enjoyable. And just the whole
it's an honor to have you as
the
part of the Hall of
atmosphere,
Fame.
you know, the atmosphere, bro. Was just
And it's always like that. There's a lot of love in that building and a lot of love at that event. And it gives the chance for the artists who really don't see each other that often.
Yeah.
Because one group will go to, you know, then the next year he's with this group, and then the following, and then the girls with the, you know, in the business, out of the business. But when you get together, there's that camaraderie, there's that familiarity, there is that passion that never goes away. And we get a chance to celebrate it.
Hey, Rock, I have a question for Rick.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's go to Chaz, ladies and gentlemen. The chat zone with Chaz.
This is going out to Rick. All right. Do you still have the masters for Los Hermanos Arco Peña albums?
Yes.
And the West Texas Boys?
Yes.
Because this gentleman named Junior says he's been looking and he cannot find them. So you do have the masters.
I have the masters.
Is there any way that they'll be put on YouTube, or how can people have access to this, or any plans to release these out, re-release these
there
out?
are a lot of plans to reissue a lot of those masters that will be enhanced and reissued again. And I've done a few already, but there are so many. I mean, we had 40 years of business. But yes, Hermanos Peña, great group. Jerry and the guys are awesome. I would love to see their stuff reissued, and it will be. Now, I think there's already 1 or 2 conjunto compilations, and there are Arco songs in each of those compilations.
Okay.
You know how Rick is so passive?
Okay, yeah.
Every engineer I've met
It's very calm.
is like that, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, the musicians are all wired and crazy and getting all like, and the most passive person in the whole studio.
I think a better term is methodical.
Well, yeah. What's passive? Passive means he's like calm, right?
Well, the term you're using is that he's a pushover.
Oh, okay.
So I think.
Okay, so I'm wrong then.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because I don't see Rick
okay.
as a pushover.
No. I meant like he's
He's more methodical.
Yeah,
he everything is.
what would that word be? Like calmao. He's like the calmest. I guess calmest, right?
Yeah.
All engineers have that. That
Rick, would you describe yourself as a methodical individual? Everything is in its place.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
All right.
I didn't know what passive meant. I got to pull out my.
Methodical just meaning everything has its place. You're gonna do it in time, and you know when.
Yeah.
And
No, but I'm just talking about because I met Red Moore. He's another guy that's just like this guy. He's calm.
and you know
They
one of the
speak
greatest.
really slow and just and they don't miss a beat. You know what I mean?
Alan Parsons was the engineer for Pink Floyd, and he's super calm.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
I think Red is an absolutely fantastic engineer and human being. He's a really, really great guy.
Yeah.
And, I got my start with Tony De La Rosa in '73, and Tony was very calm and relaxed. Plus, it's no secret, the '70s were the '70s, and you know what I'm saying. And so there was a lot of calmness during those sessions. And some of us grew out of it, some of us didn't, and then some of us eventually did. But it carries on. But the bottom line, though, it's a labor of love. That's the spirit. It's a spirit of love. And I was taught, whether there's one person going to buy the record or 10,000 people going to buy the record, you still put your heart and soul into the recording, into the grabación. And I would see Tony and I would see guys like that just break down and cry because they would tell me, they'd say, Rick, I lived this song, man. The song's about me. And they were crying, and then we'd have to back the tape up and they'd sing it again and back the tape up and do it again. Finally, we'd get it. And that was the same way with a lot of other artists. So when I saw their passion, it had everything to do with the passion of other ondas of music, whether it was blues, jazz, rock and roll, just whatever it was. Our music played as much of a part as Motown or as Sun Records. Or,
for sure.
And we have ours. So thank goodness for actually Tejano Roots, which is preserving it. So, yes, we're there.
Do you have an Hacienda YouTube channel or
I don't have anything Hacienda.
Or a CHR?
Yeah, CHR YouTube, yes.
When you do release the masters or some of the music for the masters you got, under what name are you going to release them or what label?
It will be CHR.
So do you have a CHR YouTube channel?
I think we do, yes.
If you do, you can be uploading and the views will bring in, since you've got the music, not unless it's somebody else has published it, but you can get it out there.
No, we can definitely get it out.
Freddie Records has their own channel, and then they put up the videos and of their artists and all that, and their music that they've had from the past and what have you.
Yeah, I would really need to ask my wife about that.
Would that be Hilda?
Yeah, that would be Hilda, yeah.
She's in the chat zone.
Is she?
Hi, Hilda.
Yeah, she said the reason that you're so calm is because she's so crazy. That's what she said.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. He's serene.
Nice balance.
He's peaceful. Pacifico. All right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at synonyms over here, bro.
Dictionary.
I put calm synonyms, right? But the engineers that I've met have all been like the same demeanor. They're like calm and serene, and whatever.
Well, you never know.
And
what
I'm
to
always
expect.
like, I got ADHD. I wouldn't be able to be that, bro. You got to be calm, dude, for that.
And you never know what to expect. Yes, and by far, I noticed that in a lot of players that they've got to do it. They got to do it right now. Their mind will go into something else. And then they'll come back to something they thought of a little while ago. So I'd mentioned, and I wanted to talk about this, was that it was in 1975. I was at Freddie Records at the time, and we had done a full day's work. I don't remember which artist it was. I think it was Conjunto Bernal or something like that. And it was like 6, 7 o'clock at night. I'm getting ready to go home, and we get a phone call, and it was from the Holiday Inn. And they said, we're here with Eddie Money. And he's the act for the Holiday Inn, and we want to go in he gets done at 2, so we'd like to book a session at 3 and go into your studio and record from 3 to about 8, and then we're going to fly those masters over to CBS. And so, fine, sounds good to me. And they came in, and Eddie Money and his group did a fantastic job. 2 tickets to Paradise.
Wow.
And Baby Hold On came from those masters. And I was told later that they took the masters to CBS and they added some things to them, but the basics were done there in Corpus Christi. And boy, I tell you what, man, my head was so big it wouldn't fit through the front door. That I recorded Eddie Money, and that was around 1975.
Wow.
And those songs are still playing. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Eddie Money recorded at Hacienda. Or was it Freddie?
Freddie Records.
Freddie Records, man.
Freddie Records, man. I didn't know that. Whenever I bring Freddie Jr. in, I'll talk to him about that. I got to see Eddie Money on the island at spring break, and he put on a hell of a show, man. Passed away.
He's gone, but he was a heck of an entertainer.
By the way, Hilda is an amazing singer. She did the national anthem there at the Hall of Fame, and she started at a high note, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna get crazy.
Where do we go from here?
And she hit it, bro. She hit it. I was like blown away. So I had to go tell her congratulations, because she did such a fantastic job. Do we have any more chat shout outs or anything like that?
Yeah, let me show these two honorable guests. What cities we have. We have Savannah, Georgia. JAL from Bay City. Ezekiel, Longview, Texas. Longview, Krabby Crab. Lake Charles, Louisiana. Bernie, Bluetown, Noe, Big Lake. Joe Torres, Harlingen, Hilda, of course. Houston, Big John. Fort Myers is Rick. Lubbock, Marcos Flores. Manteca, California, Ramiro Reyes. And from Gilbert, Arizona, Emilio Garcia. I want to thank everybody who's hanging out in the PVT chat zone. If you have
everyone.
If you have any questions, and Lisa R said your hair looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And,
let it grow.
And if anyone has any questions, we'll be in the chat zone.
Yeah.
Rally and myself.
Yeah. Did you say Fernando Chavez?
I did not.
Okay, so Fernando Chavez, shout out. He's watching us from Colorado.
There you go.
So thank you.
Rocky Mountain High.
And Sal in the house and El Chuco.
All right.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Thank you so much. Make sure to follow her and subscribe to her channel. Want to thank Rhodey's Country Fried Chicken in Eagle Pass, Texas. Old-fashioned country cooking since 1985. Over 36 years. He's about to hit 40 years, too. This is 39th year of serving Eagle Pass with delicious fried chicken with all the sides. Look at that, man. He's going to put them in there, and they're going to fry them up, and then it's going to be awesome.
Wow.
And they have fish and shrimp, hot dogs, chicken fried steak. Rhodey's Playland. Located on Indio Highway, and it's right by the Kickapoo Casino entrance. So whenever you go out there to the Kickapoo, stop by there, and they've got a roof there to keep you safe from the elements. They got fries and gizzards, and oh my God, it's just absolute tenders. You put some, some ranch. My wife loves to put ranch dressing on everything. So there you go. Look at those big pieces of chicken. They're just absolutely juicy and delicious. The chicken strips. And then the gizzards are just fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be there on the 16th of April. I will be doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that.
They're at Rhodey's Playland. And I'll be there with Raymond Horta and Mario Salazar.
Yeah.
So, Mario's been mad at me for a long time already, so we'll see how that goes. And I also want to thank Chorizo de HH. Congratulations to them, La Familia Hinojosa. They're about to be on all HEBs, all right? So
Congratulations. That's awesome.
The big leagues.
Yeah. Their sales are slowly creeping up, because they got to compete with other brands as well that have been around. And Chorizo de HH, they've been around since 1940, but they went on a hiatus.
Wow.
And now they started up again, and they're trying to build it back up. And Mercedes, you got to help them win or beat out the competition by buying some Chorizo de HH. H&H was from Mercedes, Texas. So make sure to go to your HEBs. We've got so far right now HEB in Elsa. We've got HEBs in Brownsville, San Benito, Harlingen, Westlaco, Mercedes, Donna, San Juan, Far, and Edinburgh, okay? And that way you can check it out and have a delicious breakfast, lunch, dinner. Put it on the pit with some chorizo, some queso, choriqueso, and so thank you so
with
much.
everything.
So let's put that video with CLEIRI. I want to see her brand new video.
Yeah.
She's got a brand new video out. Let's check it out.
Estoy pensando en ti, llorando en un lamento que el dulce viento lleva conmigo. Estoy pensando en ti, llorando en el camino Estoy pensando en ti, llorando tanto, que a donde vayas has de sentir lo amargo de mi llanto.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. Jazzy and
Nice melodic sound.
what made you record that song? Did Rick pick it for you?
Yeah, so we were thinking of, I'm more drawn to music where I connect a lot with the lyrics. I like to write a lot of my own stuff, and this sounds a lot like Besos de Miel en la Distancia, and we just thought it'd be a great classic to put out there. I
Yeah.
think it's a great classic sound.
Yeah. Where did you record this, Rick CLEIRI? Is it a studio that you've got at your house?
CHR
Yes.
Records, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So you're doing everything in house.
Everything in house.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. You're from Brownsville?
I'm from Brownsville.
What high school do they got? Like 10 or 20?
Rivera.
Rivera High School.
Shout outs to everyone.
Órale. Rivera.
Was that the Pirates?
Yep, we're Raiders, and then I went to UTB. Got my master's in communications and media.
Okay.
So I do PR, public relations, and I do this as soon as I get out of work, I come in and do music and stuff. But yes.
What year did you graduate?
2014.
2014? Oh, sure. You're almost fresh out of high school.
Más o menos.
10 years. You're on your 10-year and
Más o menos.
the 10-year reunion. Did you go sing at your 10-year reunion?
No. And I think there were like 6 people on there who were all planning to get together, but no, I didn't go sing there. And a lot of them, are real supportive, and they follow me on social media. Shout outs to Chriselle. I know she's watching also. She says she watches your show all the time.
Awesome.
So, shout outs to Chriselle. But yes, all my family though lives in Teocaltiche, Jalisco.
Okay.
So I really don't have any,
So who do
family out here.
So so you grew up in Brownsville with your brother?
My mom.
Your mom.
My mom, my brother, my sister.
And your dad's in Jalisco.
Mi papá es de Jalisco,
Okay.
Teocaltiche, and all my family's from there. And then like the extended family started spreading out, and I know some of them, but people that I've never really hung out with, and only a few cousins, primos lejanos in
So
Houston.
Jalisco, Guadalajara, that's like where all the tequila is and all that stuff, right?
Well, that's Guadalajara, Teocaltiche in Los Altos. They call them Los Altos de Jalisco because it's up in the mountains. That's where we're from.
That's crazy.
I know. And, the closest big city from there is Aguascalientes.
Aguascalientes, okay.
See, it's about 45 minutes away. So it's a real small pueblito. Todos los que están viendo de Teocaltiche, Jalisco. Entonces, that's how I was raised. It's funny. My upbringing was really Mexican, very traditional Mexican upbringing. So listening to this kind of music growing up was Ricardo Arjona, Rocío Dúrcal, really Spanish, strong Spanish international music like that. And then Tejano for my stepdad later on, but it took a while.
So you were born in Jalisco?
No.
you weren't?
Born
you were
and raised
born in
here. My mom
okay.
came from Jalisco, and she was really young. She was pregnant with me, but I'd say I was born a month after she came here.
Okay,
to the US.
and your dad stayed in Jalisco?
Yes, my dad
Okay.
stayed in Jalisco.
And so then your mom moved over here, and then she met somebody here, and
Yes.
they got married, and that's
she
your
was super
stepdad?
young. I feel like she's the representation of that woman that we can only almost aspire to be that way. My mom's fearless. She came here when she was 17 by herself. She doesn't have her mom, her dad, nada, con nada, and made something here on her own. And so resilient, strong woman.
Yep.
I owe everything I have to her.
It's amazing. And your stepdad, he's
My stepdad died.
oh. Okay.
Yes, it's kind of sad stories, guys.
Wow.
My upbringing's
No,
a little troubled. My stepdad died a while back, and I met my real dad when I was about 21.
Did you go to Jalisco to meet him?
I went to Teocal, and I had been there before that, but that was when I was, when I turned 21. That's when I
And you
finally
hadn't
met him.
seen him since even before you were born, right?
I had never met him.
You had never met him.
I'd never met him.
Your mom came over here when she was pregnant of you.
Right, because she wanted, like what mothers want is to give the opportunity to to your offspring
kids,
and give them a chance to her up and do something.
And your dad didn't want to make the trek. You wanted to stay. And so when you went to go visit him, you were 21, which was probably about, 8 years ago, something like that?
Yeah, I was 21 and fully grown woman. And, I'm looking at him and realizing we have so much in common. I mean, I'm like looking at me, but he's probably your size, 6'3". And he kind of reminds me of you a little bit, with all the tattoos. And
wow, he must be really handsome.
Hey, no es feo. Solo.
So what? He's bow-legged?
My dad, I mean, he rides a motorcycle, all tattooed up. He's in the business. I mean, he owns nightclubs and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
So is he going to book you at his club over there?
No,
Hell yeah, right? Come on.
No, hombre. But
For
yeah,
the exposure.
It's a different type of upbringing. I don't relate a lot to a lot of the upbringing from other girls, that are probably in the same industry. Pero, so all my family's there, and my sister doesn't even live here. She lives in Michigan, and my brother. We all live really independent lives, but we love each other. But we're all really independent, and I have my mom and her husband.
Are you the only one that sings in your family?
The only one that I know of, and I always tell the story like, where did you start singing? But to me, this is what I know from family history. When we went to Teocal one time, una de las tías de mi papá, de allá de Jalisco, kind of brought me in a little bit and said, your great-grandmother used to be a folklorico performer, and your great-grandfather, and showed me some pictures, used to tour with Pedro Infante.
Wow.
In Guadalajara.
Wow.
When it was, El Mariachi de Tecatitlán. So that's where I think that this comes
DNA.
from. The DNA comes from. But I wouldn't be able to put my finger on it and tell you, this person or something. I'm really a rare person in my family because I'm the only one that likes to do the entertainment and likes the entertainment business. My family's like, don't give me, they hate attention. The least you pay attention to them, the better.
And you want all the attention.
And I want all of it.
Good deal.
My mom's probably looking at me like, mira esta. ¿Quién se cree?
Quiere toda la atención,
Yeah.
No, well, that's good.
Yes.
You have to have some sort of attention wanting if you're in this business.
You have to.
Yeah, of course. You want to go up there and you want to perform to the best of your abilities and make people happy and have them embrace you. You know what I mean? So,
I love entertaining people, and it's like my... It's the best thing when I see people dancing and I just bring them. I always tell Rick, I'm like, I should have been, a singer up in the 40s and 50s. Like, I actually go out and sing out with the people, bring them in at every show we have at Margaritaville or wherever we're at. And I really feel satisfied after a set when I felt like, people were entertained. They weren't bored. They all looked engaged. The more I engage with people, it just makes me feel good. And that's what I like about singing is that I like the feeling of entertaining people.
Yeah. Who's in your band right now?
I have my drummer, Joe, and he's also the drummer that's in this song.
Okay.
He's a great drummer and has been with me for a long time. And also Sal Maldonado. He used to play with Highway 281 a long time ago. He's our guitarist and a bassist. He's also an independent artist and Bakri. He's into heart metal, punk rock, and he's got a good following.
Yeah.
He opened up for The Baby not too long ago, and
that's a rapper, right?
That's a rapper, yeah. The Baby.
Because there's two. I know D Baby from Houston,
yeah,
and then there's the Baby.
The Baby,
yeah, there is, and the guy from Houston is very popular too, dude. He's good. I like him.
Got good following, yeah, and my keyboardist also, who's collaborating with us at this moment. Doing all the pre-production for some of the upcoming songs.
Yeah.
Real
Is this your first song on CHR Records?
It's her first release in CHR. Now, CLEIRI has some successful independent releases that she did independently, and that's really what grabbed the attention of CHR. We heard those, and I asked her to go to a show. It was a benefit for a breast cancer thing a couple of years ago. She got there, she sang, she knocked it out of the park, and I asked her about coming up on CHR Records, and she was a little hesitant. She said, I'm doing my own thing, and we just kind of kept talking, and it worked out. It worked out, and it's been a heck of a lot of fun.
What's what do you have in store? I mean, what do you see coming up next? I mean, this is a beautiful ballad you just released. Is there going to be some other music sort of in the pop area, or is it going to be Tejano or Conjunto, or what kind of
Little River Band?
We're singing the Little River Band for CLEIRI.
I love that song.
We're singing the song Lady. So CLEIRI, come and take a look at you now. Yeah, so what do you got in store? What kind of ideas do you have for CLEIRI, bro?
I've said this before, and I mean it sincerely. It's not where are we going to go with CLEIRI. It's like, what are we not going to do? She does so many things so well.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we do have some upbeats. We do have some progressive songs. We do have some rock ballads. We do have some...
more like pop international stuff,
Yeah.
pop internacional, like
go.
what you're listening to.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fully Tejano. I am going to let you know that I think that Rick might agree. It's not fully on, Tejano album.
Which is okay.
It's different.
I mean, yeah, just
Right.
do what you
It's a
do. What you
different
do.
sound.
Yeah.
I'm doing for quite a few songs, doing the writing, and I love it. I love writing, and so this is going to be a different sound.
Yeah.
It really is, and I always tell Rick, I'm like, I feel a little bit out, like a lot of the girls are doing straight Tejano music or straight conjunto music, and I'm more in between, where I love the blends of the accordion and coming in, with this song, it has a
International flavor.
flavor,
Yeah.
and because I feel like that's where I'm leaning naturally to.
Si pegas en México, olvídate.
En México.
I mean, vas para Jalisco
y aquí
y
también.
llenas la casa allá con toda la familia.
Sí, el mariachi. I think hopefully we get some mariachi in this album, because it's to me, growing up with, you mentioned earlier Selena, but I grew up listening to Linda Ronstadt.
Oh, yeah.
Her Canciones de mi Padre album, and so Juan Luis Guerra and things like that. So that's really where I personally
Luis Miguel.
come from. Yeah, Luis
Yeah.
Miguel.
Yeah.
And I think a good song is a good song, and we're not necessarily just have to genderize it. I remember, you might remember Rock and Roll, James. We go back to 1980 and 81. There was the rock and roll, the Tejano artists of the day, which was La Movida and Pio Trevino and Show Band USA and whatever. And all of a sudden, we came out with an artist by the name of Lisa Lopez with a ballad.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it was not intended to be a Tejano ballad at all, but it sure took off in the Tejano world. And then it spinned off into Spain and Portugal and South America and Brazil and you name it. So I'm hoping that, not comparing CLEIRI to any other artist, but her talents are not going to be limited just to South Texas.
This is the song that Rick's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It was a big hit back in the early 80s.
Si quieres verme llorar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you sang this one already or no?
I haven't sang it,
Well,
but of course I know the song. And he told me, I produced this one. I'm like, and he's like an engineer, real quiet and
Yeah.
really like serious demeanor. And I said,
not
"What?"
passive. Not passive. Right?
Not passive, just a serious
what the hell was I
demeanor.
saying? I didn't even know what to say. Yeah.
Sometimes, some of the things he brings up, I'm like stunned. I'm like, I had no idea you have so much. I mean, and to me, what interested me to work with Rick was his professionalism. Might have to do with some of the methodical way of thinking he has, because I'm drawn to that when somebody, has a plan from A to B, sort of, per se. And I like that. I like that that he knew, one, he recognized the type of artist I was, or that I'm cultivating up until this point. And he understood that I wasn't going to be a fully Tejano or a fully conjunto artist, and he embraced that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're doing in this album, is embracing that uniqueness.
A label guy has to see the potential in the artist, of course, but where they can go with the artist and where they feel that they might excel the most. And this is what you do, this is what you do, and this is what you do best. And just move with it, and go with it, right?
And I always think you have to be yourself. You can never be like anybody else. Everybody else is already taken. And I really...
Unique.
I just like to be myself.
Yeah.
Y yo sé que a la gente le gusta because, you know, I see my Spotify reach, I see people listening, and I see where they're coming from. And I tell Rick, Brazil, you know, Italy, like, because they recognize the international, I guess, sound.
Yeah.
They relate to it.
Yeah. I
You know, Rick, you're so androgynous.
Androgynous.
Otra vez.
what the hell does that mean?
Like, not sure of whether male or female, like somewhere in the middle.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I had no idea.
I would have never thought that about
I promise you, I'm not bisexual.
I know. No. I was just joking around. That word was for gold dust.
I was like, man, that's a long pronoun.
But I am willing to give it a try.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I tell you, once we
fuertes declaraciones.
get to 30,000, Rick is going to put a demonstration.
Yeah. You know, he was in the studio in the late 70s with rock and roller, so, you know, he might have already, you know, passed that and it just doesn't remember. You know what I mean?
just don't remember. Yeah.
Poor Hilda listening.
Hilda knows we're just a bunch of jokesters. But let's hear that new song you got, man. It's awesome. I like it. And you did a fantastic job with it. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify. Estoy pensando en ti, CLEIRI. With DNA from Jalisco.
Yes.
En un lamento que el dulce viento lleva.
When you were in school, were you in choir and stuff like that?
No, you know what? It was one of those, I love singing, but I hated for people to tell me to sing a certain way. And I was like, a little, kind of like you, ADHD. I mean, I need to be doing something, so I danced.
Yeah.
I always danced, and I was the captain of the dance team. That's what I did. And then on the side, I would always be in the talent show singing, you know.
When you go to a karaoke bar, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been to a karaoke bar.
I mean, if
No
you do...
sé, Los Laureles.
Los Laureles? Oh, okay. Let's see, man. Let's check this out. Maybe we could do something live.
Esteban Jordan.
You're on the spot now.
We can all jump in the chorus.
Right.
I like doing this stuff, man. I love. It's awesome. Let's see if this. Yeah, this is the Linda Ronstadt one. Okay.
Love it.
All right. I'm high. Ladies and gentlemen, CLEIRI live. Los Laureles.
Gracias.
Un gritito, papá. Asústame one time.
Ay, qué laureles tan verdes, qué rosas tan encendidas. Si piensas abandonarme, mejor quítame la vida. Alza los ojos a verme si no estás comprometido. Eres mata de algodón que vives en el capullo. Ay, qué tristeza me da cuando te quedas conmigo, de ver a mi corazón enredado con el tuyo.
¡Eso! Yeah. Let's give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Qué bárbaro.
Ahí le inventé un poquito, no me acordaba.
No, me quiero ir a porear, vato. What a powerful voice.
I know.
I mean, you got some lungs on you,
I
girl.
love mariachi. Me encanta, me encanta.
Holy moly. She's got to do some mariachi.
We do plan on that.
I remember there was this girl that was doing mariachi, and she did a Blondie song back in the day. What was her name? She did the Tide is High.
I remember Blondie doing that song.
Yeah, well, this girl from in the 90s redid a whole like mariachi album. I forgot her name. Maybe somebody will know on the chat zone. And she did a whole mariachi album, and she did Ricardo Castillon did a duet with her as well. Oh man,
I don't remember.
What was her name? I forgot. If somebody tells you, let me know. But I can see CLEIRI recording an album like that. That'd be awesome.
It just gets me going. Honestly, that's what makes my... ¿Cómo se me pone la piel chinita?
Ajá, se te enchina el cuero.
Se me enchina la piel.
El cuero, la piel.
El cuero como de...
No se te encuera el chino.
No,
El cuero es como de marrano.
I know. Cuero's an animal.
Really?
Como un animal.
Yo soy de los barrios yo soy de la South Mode, no
¿No
soy
es
de
menudo?
Rivera.
¿No es menudo?
Hey, but menudo's very popular.
It's my favorite.
A ti se te enchina la piel,
La
a mí
piel
se
se
me
me hace
enchina el cuero. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Corona Formal Wear. They are just fantastic. They made me look like $1 million. I want to thank Gus, Corona Formal Wear, 508 West Trenton Road, Edinburgh, Texas, 609-9064. Look at all the tuxedos they've got in there. That's just absolutely amazing. I mean, you go in there and you've got the cream of the crop in tuxedos. SouthTexasFormalWear.com is the website. And they're in Edinburgh and McAllen. Instagram is Corona Formal Wear. TikTok, Corona Formal Wear as well. They've been around since 1975. I've been going to Gus since 1990 because I started ring announcing. And Gus was my tuxedo guy for my ring announcing gigs. I was doing like 20, 25 fights a year all over Texas. And I started with them, man. Browns, and still with them. I mean, I went there to get my tuxedo for the event that happened at the Hall of Fame. And I took a few pictures and look at them. I mean, look at this tux. It looks absolutely... I didn't have the tie. I wanted to look a little bit, casual as well. And so you want to look sharp. You want to look good. I mean, look at me. They made me look good, didn't they? Damn. And, of course, I got my wife there.
That's great.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Power couple, papá, asústame. Corona Formal Wear. Muchas gracias, Gus. Thank you so much for being our exclusive go-to tuxedo, okay?
Hey, Rock, is the name Nidia Rojas?
Nidia Rojas. That's her.
I remember Nidia Rojas.
Yeah. So she did. Who said that? Give him a shout out.
Big shout out to Mike Montoya and Joe Lopez as well.
Yeah. Let me see. So
I didn't know she did the Blondie song though.
she did. Let me look for it here. Nidia Rojas. The tide is high, right? Let me see. Just so you get a little flavor of it.
Yeah.
And she did it in a mariachi style?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
do remember she was mariachi.
That's so interesting. I wonder what it sounds like. I love that song.
Oh,
though.
man.
I love Blondie.
I love this song too. Nidia Rojas. And I forgot the name of the song too. I'm having a brain fart here.
Shout out to Mike Cantu, Michael de los Santos, Jammin' Joe, Jose Arriola, and of course Lisa R. Thank
I
you
found
guys.
it. Let's see. This is 1990 song, 95, maybe 94.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Ain't that nice?
That's nice. It has a nice rhythm. You can makes you want to dance.
La número uno seré en tu amor. Te voy a amar con el corazón. Ya tú verás que no soy de las que se rinden. Oh no.
When I heard this song, I was like, "What? Wow, it's
Yeah.
crazy." Yeah, and so I mean, I can hear you doing.
That's really
Some
interesting how they did that.
If you find a song that you can convert into mariachi that's never been done like this, and have CLEIRI sing it,
That's a good point.
I mean,
Llamaría la atención because
yeah,
it's so different.
yeah, because hey, wow, nobody would ever think of doing this song in mariachi, and she
Yeah.
did,
Huh.
right? So, and that's what it's all about, right? Capturing that attention right now. And right now on the internet, you've been in the record business for a long time. How has the internet changed
Oh my goodness.
the label business? Because there's not really the unit sales that you used to have for
No,
discs
there's
and
not.
albums.
Do you got about 5 hours to talk about this?
We have to do another show, right? In a nutshell, man. In a nutshell, bro. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it totally is crazy. There used to be a time when things sold, CDs sold, and record albums sold, and now everything it goes immediately digital, and when that happens, that means it goes to the streaming services. And the bottom line is the streaming services, they generally stream for free. You don't have to subscribe to it. I have a free Spotify, I have a free YouTube, so any song I want to hear my whole life, whether it's Three Dog Night or the Grassroots or the Monkees or the Beatles, whatever, I have access to it. So, no, I have not bought a record in probably 10 years.
Well, vinyl has outsold CDs. It got to the 2013.
Yeah.
There were more vinyl sales
Yeah.
than CDs.
It would be
So-
interesting to see if that comes back.
Well, people love to buy. I mean, there's actually people buying record players and millennials as well, and they're buying. You go to Guitar Center and there's a freaking record area, and they've got the Dr. Dre album from back in the day, all these songs, and so it's good to make like a collector, have a collection of albums and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's just some people that like the warmth of the analog,
Yes,
on the
yes.
record with the
Yeah.
needle going and stuff like that. It's very different.
You
than
won't
digital.
you won't beat that. The analog sound, they're working. They worked very hard to try to match it, and then they went back to it. So, and I have had one group call me and say, "Mr. Rick, can we get this one on vinyl?" And I thought to myself, I don't have a vinyl. I don't know who's going to play it, but evidently it's becoming of age again.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what vinyls cost. When I bought vinyl back in the day, it was $6.98 an album. So I have no idea what it would be now.
Yeah. Well, if you make CDs nowadays, it's probably just a waste of money, isn't it? I mean, I've been given so many CDs and they still have the wrapping on them. I'll just go to the YouTube or I'll go to the streaming and listen to it and listen to all the songs.
Yeah, that's why merch is so important. And I feel like now that you're mentioning it, like a cool vinyl of an album would be just like for merch purposes, something like that, so that they
And you can
keep-
autograph it,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
beautiful.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
liner notes and stuff like that. I mean, I just loved albums.
I loved
That
albums,
was my
too.
favorite, man. Just having and then the double albums that you'd open up and they'd have all the inside in it.
I love that it had all the lyrics in it. It wasn't too long ago when I still had my mom's cassettes or whatever, and I'd see all the lyrics in it.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have it like in front of you. But it's so different.
Yeah, and then another thing is the concert industry where you don't have a paper ticket. I have a collection of concert tickets from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, wow.
And now it's like all digital, right? It's like, okay, you just show your phone and they let you in. I'm
So like it
dude.
used to be like a souvenir, like to have like that ticket, right?
Yeah, I got tickets to closed circuit boxing events
So now, can you
before pay-per-view.
can you scalp those tickets now, or is it harder to scalp them?
Well, you can resell them. You can go on Ticketmaster. It'll give you the option of reselling your tickets if you want.
Interesting.
And so, you get the Ticketmaster app, and then you buy the ticket, and then you have your little folder with your tickets, and then they'll send you an email. All right, the concert's next week. Here are some, some recommendations before you go to the show, and they'll tell you all the rules they have there at the venue. And I mean, the information is just awesome. But I like having a ticket, and then they cut the little edge, and then I got the ticket that says Iron Maiden on it.
Wow.
And then I bought the Iron Maiden tickets for November, and they sent me some sort of digital ticket that's a collectible, and I don't even know how to save it, and where the hell am I going to put it? Like I can't hang it on the wall.
That's
Maybe
great.
I can print it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
But-
print it out and
Yeah.
make whatever size you want.
Yeah.
I got a question for Mr. Rick here. It says, ask Rick if he'll put out on vinyl
No.
DLG out.
DLG out.
Yeah.
David Lee Garza,
Yeah.
Oh, we plan to do some David Lee Garza, but I doubt if it'll be on vinyl.
you have the Ramirera stuff, right?
Yes.
Did you do any Emilio stuff with him
Yes.
at Hacienda as well?
Yes.
Orale.
And the other question is, what was it like working with Chacha Jimenez?
Oh my goodness, Chacha was a trip. I enjoyed that so much. There's so many funny stories I could tell about Chacha. We'd record, then we would go to Whataburger during the session breaks, and we would order our burgers, and then we would order like 3 large fries, and we just put a napkin in the center of the table, and we put all of our fries on top of each other, and it looked like a mountain, like a volcano of French fries.
Oh my gosh.
And they didn't have number 1s, 2s, 3s, or whatever. That was just the way it was. So we ate that, and then we would just take our fries, and we'd eat our fries, and eventually we would get that big old mountain down to just nothing. And then we would go back to the studio and record some more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What
That's awesome.
amazing times
Fun
back
days,
in the day,
fun
right?
days.
Yeah. This is when this is a 1990 version. But Los Chachos, man, I mean, I wish he was still alive so I could have brought him on the show, man. That guy's a character, bro.
Yeah.
Really Chacha Jimenez. And I always tell the story of he told me because I interviewed him on the radio one time and I asked him how he got the name Chacha. And it's they were so poor that they had to wear hand-me-downs, right? The older brother would give the younger brother his clothes and then they would just recycle like that. And unfortunately, he had an older sister a sister that was just older than him. So he had to wear her clothes to school.
Wow.
So they would say, "Ira la chachita, ira la chachita," and that's how the name Chacha stuck with him. So it's crazy, man. It was just a character.
I had no idea. I just thought it was from the Los Chachos, Chacha Jimenez.
Yeah.
And that was a real tight band. It had Ernest Reese on drums, Ami Naranjo on bass, Joe and Juan Solis on guitar and bajo, and Chacha and Joe Solis did the lead vocal. Man, they were tight. They were so tight.
I saw Hinojosa, the keyboard player, accordion player there at the Hall of Fame. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I knew their dad. He lived on Tamarack over here, I think. It was on Tamarack. But I'd go visit him and stuff, and everybody'd hang out there,
That's cool.
All the old school guys, Carlos y Jose, and it was amazing. Armando Hinojosa.
Wow. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. That's what I like about the Hall of Fame, man. I got to see the people I hadn't seen in a long time.
That's right.
That I grew up playing on the radio.
And they deserve to be remembered and honored because they did some wonderful things.
Yeah.
And one question for CLEIRI here. Is there anybody that you want to do a collaboration with that you think, I got to do this one?
We are in an era of collaborations.
Yes,
are.
I would love to.
And anybody you're kind of flirting with the idea?
I love the idea. I love the idea of working with Jennifer Peña now that she's back.
Oh!
I grew up listening to her so much. I probably had all the albums. And just seeing her come back, I thought, man, it's just kind of like this instinct, this little feeling came over me, and I would love to collaborate with her, Rick. No, I'm just saying, not putting you on the spot. I'm just saying, in the future, someone like that, or
she's gonna be here in April.
oh,
She'll be down, and she's
amazing.
super nice. She was here with us, right, babe?
Yeah, she's
I
amazing.
saw.
I mean, just her person. She reminds me of her personality of Selena,
Oh,
because
really?
Selena, you would fall in love with her personality
Yeah.
because she just had a personality that was so nice.
Yeah.
And when she was here, it was like wow, deja vu a little bit, what I mean, with her. And we really want to support her as much as possible as well, because she was out of the scene for a little while, and she's starting back up, and so it would be cool to have you and her here
It'd be
together.
so cool. I would love to. Jennifer Peña, if you're watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, CLEIRI, man, make sure to follow her on social media, follow her on her YouTube, and stream her song tonight. Anytime you go to Dr. T's and get your shot, when you get home, put this song on.
Get in the mood.
Cállate la boca, shut up.
Nice romantic.
Va a haber calzones volando por donde quiera.
Oh my God.
Me aguanta. Yeah, this is what it's all about. This kind of music reminds me of my parents when they were young. At the house. I remember at the house
Limpiando.
we had a stereo that looked like a coffin.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
It was
What
like
do they
a
call
big-
it? Consolas? Consolas are?
And it had a record player, it had a radio, it had an 8-track, and then it had a little slot for your albums. And they were having a barbecue party, and they were all drinking and stuff. And before I knew it, I'm sitting on the couch, and they moved everything aside, and they were all dancing in the living room to records.
Yeah.
And it was music like this, and I was watching
It's very
it.
romantic, and I think that, for me, and I was telling Rick, it's easier for me to write or lean to to this kind of music, because in real life, if I'm having a conversation, it's a little difficult for me to say what I'm really feeling. That's always been my thing. But when I write it or when I sing it, I can really communicate it better. Nothing wrong with romantic music. I love romantic music. You know, like Adele. You know, it's like, and she's even said it herself. I think in a couple interviews, she's like, I don't make music for TikTok. I make music, and people are not going to stream my song on a famous TikTok video. She goes, I make music for like the moms, you know, for like there's other generations or other demographies that you're targeting.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I naturally lean that way, you know, as much as I.
Well, that's what you feel. That's what you do.
That's what
you feel.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I got to be.
You know? Yeah.
Got to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's this movie we saw called Persuasion. And it's like in England, right? And it's who's the girl that comes out on it, babe? She was on
I don't remember her name.
Wasn't she in like the Diva? I mean Prada, the movie Prada?
No.
Oh.
She wasn't on that movie?
Anne Hathaway? Nope, that's not her.
No, the other girl.
Meryl Streep or is it?
No, look it up, babe. And so she was a rich girl, right? And she was in love with a Navy guy, you know, and he
Dakota Johnson.
Johnson.
Oh,
So he was poor. I mean, he was in a rich person. He was in a blue blood, you know. So they can't be together, and he leaves, and then he comes back rich and everything, and he still loves her and all this. But at the end, there's a song, and it starts, and I'm like,
I know, it just breaks you.
and now every time I hear the song, it makes me wanna cry big time. I mean, that's how.
What's the name of the movie?
Persuasion.
Okay.
And I would play it right now, but I don't want to cry all over YouTube. You know what I mean?
It's a Netflix movie, so you got to check it out.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
and put the captions, because they speak in it, and I always put captions even on any movie. I'll put captions.
I like to do that because I like to see what they're saying.
Yeah, I want to see exactly what they're saying.
Right.
I don't want to miss a word, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, CLEIRI here with us, man. Wow, awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Hey, by the way, my band's going to be playing again. We're back on the road. This weekend we'll be in the studio recording some new music. And then in February, we're going to be with Grupo Sólido. So we've got a poster. It's in La Feria. It's an absolutely free event for everybody.
Wow.
Hey, pues look at that. Mira nomás. We look like a professional band, no? Qué bárbaro. Cállate la boca, shut up. So we've got Franco, Joey, my brother, me in the middle, and Mauro on drums. And then we got our new guitar player, Oscar Chirino from Rio Bravo, Mexico, man. That dude is awesome, and we can't wait to go to La Feria and play for the very first time again in 2024, okay? And then we'll be playing some of the new music we got.
Awesome.
And, of course, Sólido will also be there. They've got they'll be here the week before on the show. They'll be the headliner, and it's always a lot of fun to play with these guys. I've known these guys since they were kids, so that'll be fantastic. Make plans to go. Take the whole family. It's going to be an all-day event and evening, and we're going to have a good time, okay? And next week, we're going to be on Thursday, because Wednesday night I'll be in San Antonio at the Aztec Theater checking out Zach Sabbath, okay, which is Zach Wild, Ozzy's guitar player, and he's got a Black Sabbath tribute band.
Wow.
And plus, we're going to go out there and check it out. Okay? And then on Thursday, when we come back, we got Elida Reina. She's going to be here with us with Lalo. She's got some new music out. And this is her new Ivory Tour 2024 promotional picture. She's just looking fantastic, and it was awesome getting to see her at the Hall of Fame Awards. Her father-in-law was inducted as the Lalo Reina Sr. Eulalio is his name.
Hilario.
Eulalio. I think it's Eulalio, isn't it? Eulalio.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And then Lalo Jr. is a drummer in the management and the husband of Elida. And it's interesting how Reina married Reina. You know, it's crazy, right?
But we go back along, so to me, he will always be Lalito, the drummer.
Yeah, Joey Jams was at his table as well with his wife, an amazing drummer out of Dallas, Texas. But they'll be here next week. The last time they were with us on the show, we had a little contest between them. We gave them a little board with the erasable marker, and we'd ask, okay, what's Elida's favorite restaurant.
Oh, that's cool.
And they
You didn't
so they got into a little bit of trouble, right? Or he
Let's
did.
see how much he knows me.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
If you haven't seen that show, ladies and gentlemen, it's from last year, I think, maybe, or maybe the year before that. It's been a while since.
So her last name was Reina already?
Yeah, Elida
Oh,
Reina.
wow.
Elida Reina from
I just
her
thought it
sex-
was from her husband.
No, her husband's
Wow.
Reina too.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they met on the Divas tour when they were in
wow.
Germany or South Korea or something like that. They were playing the military bases. The diva, I think it was Shelly Lades.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's
and
right.
Stephanie and Elida. And Lalo was the drummer, and then apparently he was listening to La Mafia music, and that caught Elida's attention, you know,
Oh.
and so they became friends, and before you knew it, they were together, and they're married, and they've been together for a long time, already got kids and
Wow.
everything. So it's going to be awesome to have them here next week, ladies and gentlemen. And we appreciate everybody's support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Rick, it's always a pleasure to have you here, man.
The pleasure is mine, sir.
You know, I could sit down and talk to you for 3 or 4 or 5 hours, dude.
We need to do that. There is
Yeah.
so much to say and so much to talk about.
We could talk wrestling with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
We could talk rock music. We could talk Tejano music. We could talk music industry. This guy, you should start your own damn podcast, dude.
Very
And tell-
articulate.
Tell all the stories.
I actually do have a podcast.
Well, what is it?
It's called Through the Decades,
Okay.
and it airs on Spotify.
Okay.
And what I do on that is I go back 60 years, all the things that I've produced, and I play them, and I talk about a little bit of the history of the artists that I'm playing, whether it's Tony De La Rosa or Eddie Money or Steve Jordan or whomever.
Freddie Fender,
Freddie Fender,
Pio
yes.
Trevino.
Yes, yeah.
All these guys.
Hilda Lamas, CLEIRI, Quesada, you name
The
it.
Zarrata brothers fighting
Oh,
inside the
yeah.
studio.
I've talked about that, yes.
Wow, man. That's awesome. I got to check that out then. I got to put it on my podcast list, right?
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you next Thursday. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow our girl right here, man.
Thank you
CLEIRI,
so much
all
for
right?
having me.
CLEIRI,
Yes,
it's
please
awesome.
follow.
Hey, and when you get some new stuff up, let us know, and we'll bring it back
We
so we
will.
can push it or we can promote it,
Yes.
and we'll help you. And we share every artist that's been on our show. We try to share everything they've done or they're doing on my Instagram. I'm on my Instagram, and I'm just sharing people
I
that have
know,
been on the
thank
show.
you.
You're
I
awesome.
share it. I mean,
You're
I love
awesome.
doing that. And but ladies and gentlemen, everybody wave
Thank you
and
so much.
thank you so much. Y'all have a beautiful
Bye.
evening. Asústame one time. Adiós, papá. CLEIRI, estoy pensando en ti.